Okay, go. What's that? It's getting louder. It's getting louder. Oh my god! No! Oh shit! I'm just kidding. What's this from again?
This is Halloween.
No. This is when the Expedia spokesman hunted down the Activia lady and killed everyone around them.
That sounds like a porno almost.
So there you go. Halloween themed episode, so everybody knows. This is Halloween.
Drinking beer with Max and Howard.
All right, so we started it off. We screwed around at the beginning, but this is another episode of Max and Howard Drink Beer. Did you like that?
Man, I like that a lot. I'm still kind of like in awe how that all worked out.
You know, so
Cold open, live from New York. It's what day is this?
October.
Saturday
Okay.
evening.
Excellent. So yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Happy Halloween,
Yeah, happy Halloween. It's coming up. We're having a party.
Max. You know we're gonna kick off. It's not a very scary beer, but it's scary to you
It's scary to me. Why?
because it's India Pale.
And
it's not an India
conservatives.
Pale Ale.
Well, you know what doesn't make sense is I don't think anything in India is actually pale.
How's that go? Borderline racist.
Yep, you know me.
Okay. So, yeah, we're cracking here, and even Steve's here. He might have a sip. He probably won't, because anything from India scares him. So,
Well, it's got to, right? Somebody's got to be scared of India.
you know, and we've had India Pale Ales on the show, but we've never had an India Pale Lager.
Right.
Which is exciting. So, they
It also says it's session.
yeah, but I have to imagine all fucking IPLs are session.
IPLs,
Yeah.
right?
So a session IPA, if you don't know, is that they make it lighter, you know, so they don't use as much ingredient. They kind of dial it back a little bit. So they
It's
call
like-
it crushable,
It's like half of a double,
kind of.
which makes a regular.
Maybe like 2/3 of a double,
Like 3
which makes it a
17ths.
session. So they're always like under 5% alcohol.
Okay.
And
So this
so-
is under 5% alcohol. It's not.
Uh,
You fucking lied to me.
no.
You are a fucking liar.
Listen.
Bold faced fucking liar. That's why you don't have legs.
Let me
Because your
know.
pants were
Let me know
on
when you're
fire.
done. Let me know when you're done. Are we good?
I don't think we're ever good.
Okay.
Bad. We're most definitely terrible people, so we're there.
We are, but I'm waiting till you're yeah.
Stop! You're tearing this podcast apart.
Apparently we're tearing this
That
podcast
almost sounded
apart.
like Steve.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you noticed, but sitting next to you, Steve's here.
Hi,
Hi.
Steve.
He's gonna do what he does best. He's gonna describe the can for everybody.
May
Hold on a
I?
sec.
Oh.
Well, let me,
You know,
let me
but-
take a sip of it first.
Well, we got that. Well, I'm doing the standard, the now standard of Max and Howard drink beer. That the left hand has the beer of the day, and the right hand has the beer that I'm drinking because you need beer in between the beers. So I got the Icelandic Wee Heavy back out. You know, I think this is the last one I have. I'm probably gonna go buy more of them.
Yeah.
Because I've liked all of their beers so far.
Yeah, I do like them.
You know, so Steve, you're making faces here, man. What does
Well-
it smell like?
well-
It smells like beer, huh?
no, actually, this one smells like cat piss. So
That's-
I'm
that's-
hesitant to even try it.
That's a happiness.
I mean,
yes.
this is like the cat lady of beers, I would say. Then
It's not. But
I mean, does India smell like cat piss? Is that why?
there's a joke for that too, but we probably can't say that
It-
on there. But
It tastes a little bit better than the other one. So
see, and that's a weird thing about them too. Like some of them smell weird,
and then they end up tasting
and then they
good.
taste okay. You
Yeah.
know, some guys it just triggers them.
It tastes like watered down green tea with extra grass.
It does taste like a tea or something. I guess. Yeah.
It's like a tea.
Like we're cutting a Calcutta with like a mud hut house. There's some smoke coming up from their like fireplace or whatever they got out there.
Actually, that does sound good. I'd like to brew beer out of a Calcutta house.
Yeah.
Made out of my own
and stuff
shit.
and-
So we're drinking this.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary. Yeah, it is. It is scary. Hey, you never waste a Wibbly.
So this one's called Wibbly Jibbly.
That's right.
Wibbly
Citra
Jibbly.
and Mandarana Bavaria hops.
Those were almost words. Well done, Steve.
Yeah. Session
No,
India
Citra
Pale
hops.
Ale.
Yep.
This is quite an international beer. May I segue into the can description?
Absolutely.
So first off, we can tell that there's the Howard copyrighted label on here that's around the beer can. But I noticed at the ends here, they cheaped out, and it's almost like a cheap sticker or one of those fake tattoos you put on your arm at like a
The
circus.
Howard label of approval.
Yeah. So we have that. You said it wasn't a very scary beer, but we're looking at
overly
it.
scared.
There's like the mountains that are having a rainbow explosion.
Oh.
So this would be a scary beer for conservatives.
I mean,
So it is still a scary beer. And if you're... Ooh.
I don't know what that was.
that was the ghost.
It was
of
a
Sam.
ghost. The ghost of Sam's past. So we have a bunch of mountain ranges, which I believe India has mountains. And there almost looks like a Wonder Woman kind of emblem W up there with like the Star of David.
I think that's part of the Wibby.
The Wibby? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess
Because that's the name of the brewery.
Wibby Jibby?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. So this isn't this particular beer. So
No, Wibby's the name of the brewery. Wibby Jibby is the name of the beer.
Oh, Wibby Jibby. It kind of reminds me of Super Troopers when they do the meow game. And the one guy's, I'm not prancing around like a kitty cat drinking milk from a saucer all nimbly bibbly, wibbly jibbly like.
Wibbly
So,
Jibbly.
We
like.
have that. Oh, I did not notice, but there is a flamingo at the base of one of the mountains.
Isn't
I
the
don't know
flamingo the national bird of Colorado?
Well,
It is the national bird of the capital of Madison,
is it?
the plastic pink flamingo.
Huh.
Okay, way to phone it in, Madison.
No, the legitimate thing started out as a college prank. They all got older and they put a law into place.
I am glad Madison is busy naming fake state birds. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
What
not like
else?
we have an opioid
What else would they
crisis
do?
or the other stuff.
Hey, that is important legislative things.
Yes, yeah, something for Ann to do. So
Yeah.
I see. So it says when I said it was an international beer, it says India Pale Lager, but then it has Bavaria hops, so that'd be
That's
like
right.
Germany, right? So and then Citra and Mandarina is kind of like South Hispanic, kind of Spanish sounding.
You have a lot to
So,
learn.
yeah.
We're going to teach you. I
Yeah.
promise.
And then Wibbly just seems like Wibbly Jibbly sounds like something that would happen in Portland or Denver, Colorado. So
That's
sounds,
where
it
it's
sounds
from.
like either a sex
Denver,
act-
Colorado.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
The Wibbly Jibbly either sounds like a sex act or like a drug, like they call cocaine snow. I know
Or-
I'm probably dating myself.
Or
but-
or
You
let's
are
get
dating
crazy.
yourself.
Let's get crazy.
I'm crazy.
Maybe it's something you call a beer.
I don't know
Oh,
about
Wibby?
that, but
You know what? I'm here
Yeah.
on Wibbly Jibblies.
Wibbly Jibbly.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna have another taste.
Oh, taste it.
Yeah, again, I do kind of see like the tea flavor. So.
It definitely tastes tea-ish.
Thus concludes the description of the can.
There you
may
go.
begin your rest of your
Did
funny
you-
podcast.
Listen.
I wasn't paying attention to half of what you said, Steve. But did you
Most
know,
people do that.
Did you note the star in there?
I
In the
did. I said the
mountains?
Star of David.
I
did
didn't
say it.
realize that was hanging out there.
Oh, I didn't see
Well,
the star.
as you weren't listening, I did describe it. So, well,
I was here for
this supports your previous statement as your lawyer. You would
That's-
seem credible to the jury.
That's
was-
almost like the speech from your counterpart not 2 years ago, or is it? It's more than 2 years ago now, isn't it?
Which
What are
one?
we talking
Timmy.
about?
Oh yeah.
I owe him a debt of gratitude, and if you're listening, my very bad Simpsons crushed car joke when Homer takes over to take care of Mr. Burns when he's what was Mr. Burns' like
I don't even remember the episode you were referring
Mr.
to.
Smithers when Homer takes over.
I vaguely remember the episode where
Yep.
he was standing there reading him his
Yep.
messages with his pink tie and everything,
Yeah.
and just, you know,
You need to move your car.
You need to move your car. Your car is about to be towed. Your car has been crushed. Please remove your blue cube.
Yep.
Or something like that.
So that was my opening at your wedding, and my very brief speech. And
it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was everything it needed to be because the speech that followed, all
Yes.
22 minutes or whatever it was.
Like a knockoff Trailer Park Lisa Lampanelli rendition. Definitely saved me, because then by comparison, my speech was wonderful. So
Yeah.
I owe him a debt of gratitude.
I had
here's to Timmy.
the friends that I have, the triplets, they got married, and each of them individually,
Mhm.
and they were all so worried that because the brothers were best men at each other's weddings, and they were both worried about pulling a Timmy. and both of them, and it was just like, I remember Nick's now wife Lila came up and was like, Nick was so worried, like, well, I didn't Timmy it, did I? And it's like, oh man, that became a thing.
Yeah, he went down and
So
I can't even imagine what his classes are like.
Oh yeah,
I
I
didn't
forgot he
think about that.
teaches.
Yes.
So imagine his speech in French in like a lecture hall.
it's
Parlez-vous?
All I'm saying is I was that kid.
Everyone lay shut up.
I was that person in that class that would always get the professor just so off topic.
Didn't you have the most interesting math teacher like I
did.
Could we go on that tangent
Yes,
a little
go.
bit? Okay.
Absolutely.
So in 2009, and then you were a little like 2010 when you went back again.
But who's counting?
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
know numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
6 plus 7 is 11. But we had
That math does add up, yeah.
no free advertising technical college. We both attended, and we had a math class. I had algebra or something. I was going for electrical engineering, and you were going for electrical engineering
I don't
too.
remember what I was
Whatever
doing.
it was, but
I
there's
was
a lot of
deferring-
math in
I
there.
was deferring my student loans.
Yeah, of course. Electricity does a lot of math in its spare time, so we had math classes, and there was a gentleman, very older man, and if you've ever seen, speaking of beer, the Dos Equis commercials, the most interesting man. This is who taught me and Max's math class at different times, and he was an older gentleman, salt and pepper hair, and his favorite thing to talk about was Panama.
Panama, like the Van Halen song.
No, the country that we don't own. But either way.
Like the canal.
Yes, the canal. Yep, exactly. And you could tell he was a math teacher. That was his employment. That's how he earned his living. But you could tell it was one of those, you dress for the job you want, you teach for the job you want. What he wanted to teach was history and useless facts and stuff and folksy, wispy tales of like...
Up with little math every now and then.
Yeah, and math was just his side gig.
There was absolutely no math in that
And
class
it was
ever.
so easy to derail this gentleman. So he'd be teaching, so this is the Pythagorean theorem and how you figure out like square roots of shit. And he'd be like, Professor, what I don't even Professor Dos Equis, can you tell us more about Panama? And he would just go on these tangents of stories, several of which I remember today. One of them, and maybe you might have remembered some of these, Max, was he had his vehicle parked in a parking lot somewhere near an intersection. There was a crash. Someone in the crash was ejected and fell onto his car and became deceased. And he was like 1/13 liable because his car was parked in the parking lot. He's nowhere near his car. There was a car crash that he had not caused and was not involved with, but he was some percenteth liable because a person landed onto his car.
Holy
and that he would
shit.
just complain about that. The other one was in Panama. He was doing something. I think he worked for the CIA or some crazy shit. And he said there was 2 drowning men in probably the canal, knowing this gentleman. And him and another guy who worked for this company rescued them. Well, he had to go on a plane and go back to America for something. The other guy stayed behind, and he said, I guess the police showed up to that other guy's place of work and arrested him because one of the people who had drowned him had sued him, or who was drowning that he had rescued, had sued him, and it's something, I don't know what Panamanian law is, but he was somehow liable because he didn't rescue him fast enough or something like that. And
Or
Mr.
maybe
Dos Equis
want to be rescued.
I don't know, maybe it was like a weird assisted co-opted suicide that they interrupted or whatever, but that was our most interesting math and teacher. And I
Did
don't
he
know
wear the Panamanian suits too?
No, I don't even remember what he would dress as, but he looked like a fat brother of the Dos Equis guy.
Yes, he did.
And he would just get on tangents, so.
That's
He did.
awesome.
No free advertising, technical college, definitely picked the right guy to teach math.
So I got another professor that was like that, but we're gonna get back to him because we're gonna take a break and have a word from our sponsors that we don't know who they are.
I can't hear you, it's very loud. That sounds like the
All right, so we're back.
Incredibles storyline beginning.
Sam's telling us stories about all sorts of fun stuff. So I had a different professor, and I know we've talked about it before, but me and Colin had this tax class, and I don't remember how we both wound up taking it, but it was one semester. Me and him both took the same classes, so we each only had to buy half the books.
The reason you took the tax class because it made dollars and cents. No, okay.
You see what he did there? That was pretty good,
He's almost as bad as us.
right?
Yeah, sorry,
So
the vodka's kicking in.
But so we took these classes, you know, and they were supposed to be separate, and something happened. I think it was with my class, and we got put into the same class. So now we have one book for two people taking the same class. So everything I learned that year, like it was all about income taxes, and the whole point of the class was here's the book, use the book. Like you could use the book in tests.
There's a joke in here in
Well-
Italian learn about income tax, but you know.
Well, I didn't get to use it because we had one book, so I learned everything. You know, that to this day, it's just like, well, this is fucking stupid because the tax law has changed every year.
Right.
You know, because America. But this teacher, Professor High, his name was Jeffrey High.
Hi.
Okay, Mr. High was Notre Dame alumni.
Oh.
Okay, so every single
Did he
thing.
know the Hunchback?
I think that was his brother.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Did he wear the triangle hat?
No, I don't think he did. I never met his brother. But this guy was just walk into the class, and I mean, like, he'd come in and he'd be, all right, so this is what we're gonna go on today. Don't distract me. And I raised my hand right away. He goes, Max, put your hand down. We're not doing this today. Oh, but I was just going to ask you, you know, about, you know, the cost of tea in China. And then for 2.5 hours, which was the length of this class, he would go on this tangent. And then he'd look at the time and be like, God damn it, Max. We're going to work on this next time, but we're going to actually do it. Everybody in that class hated me because they, like, needed to go through the stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have the book, so I actually had to learn it. And so I got good grades. Everybody else didn't actually learn everything because they were going to, like, oh, I got the book. Why do I need to learn anything? Because I have this book in front of me that doesn't tell me any of the answers. So, Mr. High.
I used to, number one, fall asleep in class.
Number
big
two,
time with the books like that, like, just fall asleep, especially, like, the music theory class. I think we took that just for a credit. And he was so droll. He had this monotone voice that I would literally just fall asleep in the book. The one thing that I was good at in history in college, I purposely took as many classes as I could with this professor because he was such an interesting person. And the way that he lived his life, he was a conservative Jew or Orthodox Jew.
Okay.
You know, so yarmulke, kosher meals,
Curly hair,
whole night.
the hat.
He had a similar hairstyle.
Well,
to you.
the brimmed hat or the little like small hat.
Small hat.
Okay.
Similar hairstyle
Yeah, there we
to
go.
you.
Yes. The what?
Similar hairstyle to you.
Oh, so shaved
Yes.
head. Okay. Yeah.
But you know, he's just a cool guy to talk to. And
How did he keep the hat on then?
I think they like sew it onto their head.
Yeah, that seems
You
legit.
can do like little suction cuppy sticker things.
I
Suction
guess that
cup
works.
sticker
Just-
thing.
okay, so I'm imagining a shaved head,
Also,
bald-headed
I mean,
dude
like-
with a yarmulke. Okay.
That guy was into it too. Like he loved being Jewish, and I think that's kind of cool.
So when he taught history classes, was it the history of the Jewish people, or were there other topics?
Some of them were,
Yeah.
but I had a knack for being able to get him so off topic on those things so naturally. Like nobody would even blink an eye, and then it'd get everybody involved. Everybody would ask questions, and then he'd end the classes like, holy shit, I've never been this behind before. I don't know why we're so behind. He didn't even know why we were so behind, and I was like, oh, I probably know why we're a little bit behind.
See, and that's why this podcast works, because we're both definitely terrible people.
And-
Why would we want to learn anything in school?
Although we're starting to kind of revert back to our evil ways, dude, it kept us out of the fucking bars and spending money for a very long time.
Yeah,
Like,
Eagle Park is definitely screwing that up for us.
even so, like the bars that we went to, I mean, certainly we're not buying $50 drinks, which is nice, but
Does anyone have any spooky stories?
Spooky.
do you?
It's spooky season.
I have one.
You worked in a hospital. I can imagine you have all a shit.
Well, I do not, but I do have a few. So when I worked at No Free Advertising Hospital in No Free Tourist Advertising City, I was walking in the basement of one of the buildings, because for any of you in healthcare, you know about the tunnels between the buildings. And I was walking between two different buildings in the tunnel, and I was doing my checks and everything, and I heard a set of footsteps running towards me from behind. Now, Giggity, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it could be someone running to a code, someone running medication somewhere, or someone coming to attack me. So I spun around and I looked, and there was no one there. So it was like second shift. It was kind of getting dark, so the hallways were empty. I'm like, I need to go somewhere where there's people. So I then went there. So yeah, that's my one ghost story that I have. I heard footsteps. You can echolocate like a bat, I guess. I don't know. You know what's coming up behind you. Well, yeah, I know I don't have any hair, but that's my one ghost story. Do you guys have any ghost stories?
No, but I kind of like that whole thing. That sounds like the opening of The Walking Dead.
Well, but there was no one there.
There's no people. There's dim lights. You hear footsteps.
All right, that's
I guess,
how
yeah.
all horror stories go.
Yeah. But there was no doors with like dead in the side that were inside that were like, chained
dead
together.
inside.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
didn't have that.
I feel like we won't have
I was dead inside.
any
but-
horror stories until Sam's mother dies. And that lady is just going to haunt us all the fucking time.
She would be an annoying ghost.
She's an annoying person.
Just like, kind of like the nasally nose, like.
She don't listen to this.
Are you guys
Oh,
trying
why
to
would she
sleep?
listen to this? Yeah, it's gonna happen. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Right after, whenever Vicky dies, at the tender age of 180,
Yep.
because that lady's gonna live for forever.
Yep.
Sam's choking on our popcorn over here.
I'm just laughing because she'll probably like do something stupid that literally no one would think is funny, and then go.
No. You know what's gonna happen is, like I said, after she's gonna die. And we're going to get woken up at 5 a.m. from vacuum cleaner noises. Because that lady who, had to vacuum at 5:30 in the morning, she woke up, and the minute she'd wake up, I'm running this vacuum. This is the first thing I'm going to do.
So like in what was it, the Christmas Carol, where there's the ghost with the chains and padlocks, rattling chains. It's her sound instead of chains and all that is going to be a vacuum.
Yeah.
I
100%.
like that.
Will it be a standard Hoover, or what's the fancy one with the ball?
Well, no, so
no
actually,
free advertising, but what was that brand? With
so
the fancy
actually,
ball?
it's gonna be more, and it's Dyson.
Dyson,
That's what
there
you're
we
looking for.
go. There
But I think it's gonna be more of she's going to be like from Hocus Pocus, riding the vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what it's gonna be. Not on the floor. Not actually, like ghost cleaning
Just
our
hovering
house.
in your living
Just
room.
hovering around the living room, driving circles while riding this vacuum cleaner at 5 in the morning.
I thought you said.
Scaring the dog.
Right.
I didn't know that you would consider. I thought you'd call her a bitch, not a witch. Oh,
I see what you did there, but you know,
That's-
it's-
Different mother.
That's-
I've heard stories about yours.
well,
So
let's not
Yeah.
dive into that.
you know,
Well,
but I mean, that's the only aspect I
that's
have.
the deep
you
end
know,
of the pool. Let's
we
not
have-
dive in there.
we
Or
have,
no, shallow end. That's what it would be. We
We-
can't dive there.
you know,
Yeah,
my family has a strong connection to the dead who come and help out.
Yeah, the rainbows.
You know, the
Mm-hmm.
rainbows for all of them. Every aspect of just, you know, weird things like, you know, shit that my grandma used to always do. Like, she would knock into stuff,
Yeah.
and, you know, my mom will joke about it all the time that just this stuff just falls over. You know, and it's like,
She's hitting it with her ghost walker.
right.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite one, and I don't know if you ever saw that, was when she had her walker, my dad had his knee replaced. He
Yeah.
had one,
Yeah.
and she would get up and start walking, be like, "Come on, Michael, I'll race you to the refrigerator."
Yeah.
And he would get up, and the two of them would walker race to the fridge.
Please tell me once they completed their race, there was a walker demolition derby
there needed to be, but I mean, you know,
or
just
walker tractor pull.
just
Oh,
you know,
I
Whole
like
state
that.
fair. Yeah.
you just, you know, weird shit like that. You know, I hear that all the time, especially about, you know, my mom and aunts all talk about my grandma and just shit she used to do still happens to them.
Yeah.
You know, just like the weird shit where she'd fuck with you a little bit. That stuff's still happening.
Oh, she'd break your balls. That was the funnest
Oh,
part
yeah.
of
That
talking
was
with her.
really funny
Yeah.
until like the very bitter end
Yeah.
too. That was
Yeah.
really. I
I'd
was
say
always
sweet
impressed
end.
by that.
Sweet end. I don't think it was bitter. You know, sweet end.
Right.
yeah,
But
you know, if we were talking bitter end, we'd be talking about this beer more, right? See a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
of
what
bitter.
beer are we drinking? And
the
oh,
one
I
you
already
said-
described the can.
Are we already
The
at
vodka's
end?
really kicking in now.
I'll tell you this.
Steve, do you even know where you are?
I know where I'm at.
I'll tell you this.
That's good.
I'm
Somebody
in a
has
basement somewhere.
I get a lot of what you're talking about, like those weird happenstances that are almost like you feel a little paranoid. It's like
Yeah.
this has got to be just a coincidence, you know. But I do get a lot of that pretty often.
Oh,
but-
just that aspect of, you know, these were the little quirks
right.
of you know, people that aren't around anymore.
I have to just wonder sometimes if it's just not my drunken stupor and paranoia that, you know, all these weird things happen. But
Hey, I'd put money on that my sister's driving 6 hours down to move all your shit just slightly, and then driving back,
perfect.
because that's the type of person she is. She's gonna fuck with you no matter what.
That's probably what
Oh yeah,
happens, too.
gaslight the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happens. That's
Dance
probably
my
what it is.
legless puppet dance.
That's probably what it is too. It's Gina doing all
Now that
that
she'll be closer, it's just gonna
That's- yes.
increase because the commute time is less.
Oh God. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
definitely gonna be bad for everybody, right?
That
Speaking
might
of
be the story.
paranoia, it's not paranoia if they're actually watching you, though. You know?
No. Just because they're paranoid all the time doesn't mean everybody's not out to get you.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because you can doesn't mean you should.
That's right.
Some are more equal than others.
Steve, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I will not disclose that until
it's
the
a
day
surprise.
of. It will be fun. Yes.
Okay.
I think you will enjoy it.
I went to
You'll be
we
very
went to
happy.
a birthday party.
Yeah.
You know, that was apparently full on costumes were expected. So
Yeah.
I pulled the full on Addams Family
Yeah.
that I was the homicidal maniac. And
don't look
everybody
like one.
and everybody just looked at me like, you know, which was overly entertaining because every single person who was there that was dressed up as, you know, an Addams Family member did
Your
not get
friend
the
face.
joke.
Really? Oh,
of-
that is
it's
funny.
like what how
So-
do you just dressed up as this because this is the cup of tea for the Halloween season this
Yeah.
year.
Da-na-na-na.
Why
you know.
is it? Like, is there a movie coming
Yeah,
out?
no,
No,
a
it's
movie
couple
just
times.
came
Oh,
out.
did it? Oh.
A cartoon version of it. They made a second one. I don't know what's going on with it. I didn't watch it. You know, but
It's-
I didn't watch the first one. Was the first one good?
it wasn't bad.
I remember the 1990s one as a kid.
Yeah.
But is there like there's a new one now?
Yeah, there was one made a couple years ago. That was like a cartoon one, and then they made a second of that
Straight to
this year.
Amazon.
Is that from like the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like
Or
that.
50s?
Yeah, I
No.
think it was actually.
I think it was the 60s.
I think it was a
the Cars.
comic.
It was a
Start?
comic?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, by so and so Adams. It was a macabre
Yeah.
thing that he created with his last name, and then they made it into a TV series, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds about right. I think I remember that.
I think that was that, and it was the TV series back in the day when they were doing all the stuff,
Remember
All
Spider
that-
Under the Stairs?
all the
The dragon?
like the Munsters and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
then too.
Monsters, yeah.
And then the 90s were the ones that I found first that
Yeah.
they did that I
Yeah.
really enjoyed.
What was the lady, like the evil female lead, whatever her name was? I remember always thinking she had such a weird voice. It wasn't
Winona
Tilly.
Ryder.
It wasn't Jennifer Tilly. It was some other
No,
actress. You know what I'm talking about?
yes. What the fuck was her name?
It was something about her voice that was just slightly
She was
off.
in School of Rock.
Was she?
Yes.
Who was she in School of Rock?
She was the principal of the preparatory school.
Oh my god, yeah, because she was a brunette in that, but
Yes.
she had like white
Wow,
hair,
now I have
blonde
no
hair. yeah.
idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm
what
sorry,
was her
but
name?
Jack Black is just a national treasure. He
Yes.
just is. I remember that movie, and just we were up north hunting in some like those shed cabins that they make where you sleep up in like the roof part of like a glorified shed.
Yeah.
And then they had like the first floor was like a small kitchen, microwave, and a little TV, and there was a box of
And
DVDs.
she's in
and we-
Shameless too, right? That lady.
Yes.
I've never seen
God, I
Shameless.
can't think of her name. Cusack.
Yes.
Joan Cusack.
Joan.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
That's
Yep. She's got like it's almost like a southern drawl mixed in there, but it's
Yeah,
not.
but she's from
With-
Chicago.
with,
isn't she?
Is that it? Okay.
With a yeah, it's a thick Chicago accent.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know.
Which that makes sense because
Lower Wacker Drive. That was not an accent.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was the whole breakdown of that party. Was just I told everybody I'm a homicidal maniac, and they go, "Oh, okay." Like,
Did you follow it up with the Girl Scout cookies?
I would have loved to, but nobody. Apparently, every person that I talked to has never seen the fucking movie.
So they were dressed up as the most recent rendition.
I don't even think they
didn't
were.
know
I
the
think.
OG
I think.
Adams Family.
I think everybody. I think it's just common knowledge. Basically, I don't think anybody unless you're truly into it. But I feel like everybody kind of knows Adam's Family.
But-
You know that they're dark. They have Lurch, who's the big fucking butler.
But-
cousin It's just a pile of hair.
But I thought everyone liked Wednesday. Like she's like the hot goth chick and everything that everyone a lot of dudes would like. So I would think they'd at least know her lines.
Which why Christina Ricci is not doing anything movie wise for that continuation of the Addams Family was just come on.
Did you see that YouTube series they made in 2012 where
No.
some lady did it was Wednesday, but
Yeah, it was
like-
an older
yeah,
Where
but it
she had
wasn't. Yeah.
or she had taken over. Yeah,
But it wasn't Christina Ricci, it was someone else. But they were doing as if Wednesday was an adult and what her life would be, and it was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
It was a wonderful series.
there's all sorts of fun ones. I remember specifically that one crazy Asian dude made a 30-minute Power Ranger movie, and then everybody got back into it, and it was like, what the
Oh.
fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It's kind of like penny farthing bicycles. They were hip in. Well, now they're hip again
Well,
because
it
they're
was-
hipsters, but
it
they were
was-
actually real.
it was-
Are those
the-
the bikes with the big wheel in front
Yep,
and the little wheel
penny
in back?
farthing, yeah.
Okay.
It was the fact
but not big
that
wheels.
that
That's
the
different. Yeah.
we the kids that grew up wanted to further the stuff that we grew up with,
Yeah.
not so much as a nostalgia trip, but it wanted a continuation.
Yeah.
So some places continued,
So the
and
business model of Kickstarter.
and now society is just 100%. Hey, let's do this again. I was talking with Sam today. When we were driving around, there were the kids with the one long hanging earring from the late 80s,
Okay.
and it's like, oh great, that's back in style with all the mullets.
Yep. Yeah.
Mullets are hot. Mullets are hot right now. They
Yeah.
look dumb. I hate them. They're all fucking dumb, but that's just my opinion.
Something I wanted to reference from the last episode when we were talking about stuck in the washing machine and pornos and stuff. Like we look back. And,
I like where this is going.
Did you any of you see The Girl Next Door?
Yeah,
the movie and everything.
The
from
one
early
with
2000s.
Yeah, she's old though.
No. But hear me out. So he was talking about how
the
under
movie.
Playboy.
I don't even mean The Girl Next Door. She's like 90.
No, not the one that you're looking in the windows up in
Yeah.
the tree and stuff. No, different one.
Okay.
The movie and how
John Lovitz, by the way, that was the perverted bird up in the tree.
I'm reaping all the benefits.
But like old Playboys, they'd be in like a penthouse apartment and a naked woman and everything. That was like that era's pornographic images would be someplace you did not live, but it was not only a naked woman who was pretty, but then it'd be like, fancy New York apartment.
Yeah, here's
And
something
then,
you don't have.
Yeah, but then you would move into like Girl Next Door. We say, well, we want more realistic situations, so we start going like the 80s and 90s where it's like a plumber visiting like the lady or the delivery man and stuff. That would be a more realistic situation.
The joke that the postman always comes twice.
Yeah. Or let me clean out your pipes, as the plumber would say. So, but now we're starting to enter this weird phase in like the 2010s, the 2020s of like, oh, I'm stuck in the washer.
Steve, you're watching
or
a lot of porn lately, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm noticing.
Like
this
I said,
trend,
that breakdown of white people can't.
Yeah.
Where they make fun of all of the infomercials,
even?
where it's like, oh, let me try to open this container.
Yes.
I can't do it.
It cuts to black and white, and then like the container rips out of your hand and takes out your wife and stuff.
Right.
Meanwhile, Ronco introduces the new non-slip bunt cake container. Yeah.
Thank God for Ron.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I just wish they just did a compilation of all the like people fucking something up from like something they're trying to sell you commercial, like this wonderful knife that like cuts tomatoes just looking at them, versus the person who picks up the knife and accidentally stabs their wife with it like 7 times and buries the body in the backyard. If you just had the good cook knives or whatever.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
Hey, so speaking of that, Steve, do you remember when fucking Brad was trying to sell my mom those knives?
I was there for it, and he cut that rope like super well.
Yeah.
And the handles that weren't supposed to crack in your dishwasher or something.
Yeah, that my mom magically melted.
Yeah, the MLM like no free advertising brands that they no, you know what?
Yeah.
Watch out for these. But what was that? Good Cook or Cutco?
So Howard, you would have loved this. You would have loved to have been a part of this.
Yeah.
Because he walks in, and it's all about like that pyramid scheme to sell them to your friends. Sell them to your friends' friends.
I almost signed up for this.
Yeah.
So
and we were the wonderfulest, tough customers too.
So he started to do his whole spiel to my mom, and I walked in and said, "Hold on, I missed it. Start over."
We were coming in, so we were together.
So he started over, and then I think
we were the worst.
Colin
test
came
customers.
in.
Yep.
And he said, "Hold on, I missed it. Start over." So I think he was told to start over 4 times, and he actually just went back to the beginning, and it's like he'd start saying it, and then we'd be like, "Hold on, I heard this part already. Skip ahead."
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Then we were asking like off the wall questions,
Yeah.
like how do these work in space? Like if I was an astronaut cutting a pipe in the International Space Station,
I think
how
you
would
would
this
need
knife
to know
do?
that though? Because what if you're going? Your plan is to be an astronaut.
If
You're
I
gonna
was a
wanna
secret
bring it.
agent and I got in a fight with a shark underwater,
Yep.
could I cut a peanut butter sandwich?
Saltwater or freshwater though?
Yeah, and that was the stuff we'd ask him, and he was just like, he held his composure.
Yep.
He kept going.
I
But I
will give him that.
But like I said, the questions, and I mean, all of us were doing it. Like
Cutco would be proud.
my dad was even in on that of just, and you know my dad, he doesn't get off the wall with anything like that, but he'd just be like, hold on.
Man, it seems like he's getting warmed up with that.
I will give Brad this: as stupid as he was, the person to sell the Cutco knives would be your mother. 'Cause
Yes.
She has that fancy vacuum that literally old-timey vacuum salesmen still sell. And
Right.
She happened to purchase that one. I don't even know what the name is. No free advertising. But
Well, I also don't. All I know is that my
Yeah.
dad used it or whatever for something, and he thinks it's the greatest thing since Betty White.
Canned
well,
beer.
good thing we're not giving that company name because no free advertising.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll shit on Cutco all day.
Yeah,
but that's different.
Steve, I'm gonna have to adjust you here. You're forgetting the hashtag.
Hashtag no.
Hashtag.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You mean the pound symbol?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You mean the tic-tac-toe board?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly.
The
which
British
made-
pound or just
I like how that went
touch-tone
full
telephone,
circle. He
okay.
started talking about porn, now he's starting to talk about pound.
Ah.
But I was talking with somebody at work about that. You guys remember that campaign that was the Me Too campaign?
Hashtag me too.
Why
That
I
was-
left
that-
or why I
mine
stayed?
too.
Or
That was the
whatever?
hashtag Me Too, but everybody who was over the age of like 30 didn't understand it because that sign wasn't hashtag, that was pound. So it was
pound me too.
Me
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Hell yeah.
It was like, oh man, this is bad, guys. You did not think this one through. Why wasn't somebody older pointing
Yeah.
out to these young
Yeah.
kids?
Damn youngins.
So
Yeah.
let's circle back around. Howard, beer,
Yes, it is.
wibbly jibbly. What do you think?
Wibby jibby, but I think
Wibbly
jibbly.
jibbly, tibbly bibbly.
We're calling it that. Wibbly jibbly.
Like.
Sorry, Wibby, for butchering your name, but
Yeah.
we just like it that way better.
That's because I'm in the head of nimbly bimbly.
Yep.
Plus 0.25.
Or Quibi, a failed online video platform. They brought back Reno 911.
Oh.
Okay.
And then it went away again because that app collapsed.
That's the name of that was the name of the app. Wibbly
No
jibbly?
free advertising, though.
Oh.
I'm sorry, pound Me Too, no free advertising.
Perfect. Thank you.
There we go.
I like the beer. It's got the hops that I like. The lager gives it.
So many hops it could play in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, or lacrosse. I don't know. But I like the beer. 3.75.
That's you liking the beer?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like liking the beer.
It's not the
I like
world's
liking the
Howard's a
beer.
critic.
greatest beer. It doesn't
Howard-
blow
Howard-
me away. Liking the beer is like a 3.0. If it's a standard beer, it's a 3.0. If it's a beer I don't normally go for, but I acknowledge that it's good, 2.5.
All right, and we Steve's running away from this, so we won't ask him.
I think he had to poop.
Most of us do in most days of the week, right?
Yeah.
You hear that fucking stare, that one fucking stare that squeaks. I put it at a 3.5.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not my cup of tea
No.
because it tastes like tea. Like I said, I have that hint of it. It's throwing me off. I don't know if that's the lager in the IPA,
That could be what it is.
but this is something I've never had before. I've never had
Yeah.
all of my IPs are A, not L's.
Right.
So
I figured it'd be fun to try.
So there it
a little
is.
spooky.
Little spooky. So Howard, final thoughts?
Did Brad ever sell any knives?
He sold a shit ton of knives.
Did he
actually.
really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, he did a really good job for like 2 months, and that was it.
How come he quit?
Because he's Brad.
Oh, okay.
That's what he did.
That's fair.
So every aspect of that. But we want to thank Steve for coming out, hanging out with us again.
Thanks for having me.
Steve, did everything come out all right?
There was no, IP funny colors, no, nothing like that.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's
Right,
good.
right, iCup, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dickies.
So we want to thank Steve. Steve's been thanked. Howard, have you been thanked?
I don't know.
Then we're not thanking you. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Fair enough.
So we want to thank everybody listening to us, tolerating us, enjoying everything. Comment on the theme song. Comment on the beer. Comment on the height of Howard's, left leg.
Don't
comment.
comment at all.
This has been a Halloween episode.
Save the video, or save us on Instagram, or pin us on your Pinterest board,
Right.
or tweet at us. Are we even doing any of these things?
We're doing all these things.
Okay.
Every single thing. Find us everywhere you want. Spotify, Apple.
A back alley,
That's more me than
back
Max.
of a Trans Am.
pick up a bar.
That's more Max than me.
Every aspect of it. We'll be there. Let us know what you think. Fletcher, seriously, you got to knock that off. So this has been another episode of Max and Howard Drink Beer. I am still Max.
I am Howard.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink.
drinking beer.
With Max and Howard.